Pacific standings. Game on. The Blazers and Kings are next. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the excitement of the NBA. You are looking live at Portland's beautiful Rose Garden, where tonight, Portland Trailblazers take on the Pacific Division leading Sacramento Kings at the fourth and final regular season meeting between these two basketball clubs. Hi again, everybody. I'm Pete Pranica, the snapper Steve Jones alongside Steve, a full house. Playoff intensity. Portland needs to bring it and bring it in a big way without Scottie Pippen. Now, since Pippen has gone down, Damon Stoudamire has done a very good job running the show for Portland. But tonight, he goes up against one of the league's best in our McDonald's matchup, Mike Bibby.
Well, you know, this is a game that's all about scoring anyway, Pete, and both of these teams have guards that score, and it's a question of getting the shots that you can make. And Mike Bibby is probably a better perimeter player than Damon Stoudamire, but Damon can probably get to the rim a little bit better. And now it's a question of doing what you do best. We know how well Bibby plays in the big moment, and you'll have to try to keep the ball out of his hands when the game is on the line. For Damon, do more of what you've been doing. Try to find different ways to get your teammates involved, to not only be a factor in making shots from the outside, but every now and then dig inside and make something happen. It wouldn't hurt him at all if he got a few of those rebounds like he's known to do every now and then.
Well, over the last 10 days, Damon stacking up very favorably with Mike Bibby. In fact, outscoring him, shooting percentage dead even, and Damon doing a little bit better job of distributing the basketball over the last 10 days, the period in which Damon has started 5 ball games for this club. The other McDonald's matchup, this is an easy one to talk about. It's the marquee matchup, Rasheed Wallace against Chris Webber.
Yeah, it is a big guy. You know, a lot of people are talking about Chris Webber as an MVP candidate. He is a guy that has stepped up and started taking control of the ball game down the stretch, coming off a big finish against the Los Angeles Lakers, and they want him to play inside more. But, you know, Webber is a guy that has a penchant for also playing out on the rim, so you've got to guard him everywhere out on the floor, and I think you've got to be aware of where he is and keep him off the board. Wallace has been in a little bit of a shooting slump, but a guy like Webber should bring out the best in him, and if Wallace is aggressive in attacking, as he was in Sacramento, he can be a big thorn in Webber's side in Sacramento as well. And if he plays the way he's supposed to, Portland wins this game.
Well, there you see the seasonal averages. Webber outscoring sheet, shooting percentages virtually identical, and Webber, one of those rare guys in the NBA averaging a double-double every single game. When we come back to the Rose Garden, we'll check in with Ann Schatz, get her take on tonight's game as we continue our preview. The Portland Trailblazers take on the Sacramento Kings. More on the way next on the Blazers Television Network.
It's sale time at Les Schwab.
If ever there was a time to buy tires, this is it. We've got just what you need in stock and on sale. Like to travel on-road or off? You'll find the perfect tire at a great sale price. Selected custom wheels, batteries, and shocks on sale, too, including our popular RMX. Plus, our biggest strut assembly sale ever, $50 off per pair installed.
Some of our best savings of the year are happening right now, right here at the Les Schwab site.
Hey, I got a jumbo deal you can't refuse.
Right now at Godfather's Pizza, get the 18-inch jumbo cheese on original crust for just $9.99. It's an incredible 18 inches across with dough made fresh every day, smothered in our own sauce and piled with a pound of real mozzarella cheese. Get the jumbo cheese just $9.99 at Godfather's Pizza. And feast it for just $5.99 more by adding garlic toast plus a medium one-topper of your choice to any pizza pie purchase at Godfather's Pizza.
Go ahead, feast it.
What would it be like if NASCAR drove in your world? Well, there's only one place they'd stop for gas, because 76 is the only place you can get the official fuel of NASCAR when you're not on the track. 76 with Pro Power. For NASCAR, for your car. Get the spirit.
To make sure they're authentic, I brought my new fish and big chips to an English pub. What's all this then?
My new Fish and Big Chips. Tender Alaskan fish fillets with authentic chips. Big wedge cut potatoes and the traditional malt vinegar. What do you think?
Right then, the chips, what you Yanks call fries, $7 a pound, top notch, Bob's your uncle. Whilst the fish, what you blokes call?
Fish.
It's brilliant, mate. Spot on, tickety-boo. It's yummy. Blimey, mate. You're paler than I am.
Looking to get noticed? Get into a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer. It's easier than ever. Get a 2003 Trailblazer with more maximum towing capacity than a Ford Explorer V6. Now with $3,000 total cash back for GM and non-GM owners. That's $2,000 cash back plus $1,000 GM loyalty cash. So get going. Chevy Trailblazer. It's time you got noticed. See your local Chevy dealer today.
I love my job because I get to work with people. I totally consider my clients friends. I appreciate it when they actually ask me over for dinner.
I feel if you don't know a person personally, then how do you know what insurance they're really going to need?
We are real people. We all have the same goals, we have the same ambitions, and some of the same fears.
We definitely think of the client in personal terms.
When they trust you and they like you and you've helped them, it makes me feel great.
This is my country.
Call me anytime.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is closed caption through a generous grant from Fred Meyer.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By Fred Meyer. What's on your list today? You'll find it at Fred Meyer. By Les Schwab Tire Centers. If we can't guarantee it, we won't sell it. By Toyota. Get the feeling. And by Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the NBA. We are at the Rose Garden, round 4 between the Kings and the Blazers. For more on tonight's game, we check in with Ann Schatz.
Well, you're not kidding, Pete. Round 4, this does feel like a title fight tonight. The air has a special feel, especially with such high stakes. And you know what? Both teams are calling this game critical.
The atmosphere here will be fantastic. It'll be like a playoff game, and I think everybody's really excited about that game.
Are you anxious to get a crack at him, knowing that you can still make a move?
Oh, no question. I think we have to. If we don't feel like we can continue to compete or continue to beat teams like that, then we shouldn't be in this league. We feel like we can beat anybody in this league on any given night when we play the way we're capable of playing.
It's very important. We want to stay in race with San Antonio and Dallas for the #1 seed, and also kind of separate ourselves from guys that is behind us, which is Portland.
A dream matchup, Pete, with so much in the balance, and a win tonight by Portland makes that Pacific Division race very interesting.
It would certainly put it within Portland's grasp. When we come back to the Rose Garden, we'll get Steve's keys to tonight's game, the starting lineups, and the opening tip. It's all on the way next. Blazers and Kings.
Chance to take home your favorite Toyota car today. Get to Toyota's nationwide spring sales event where value begins with quality. Get the show on. Available at Fred Meyer.
Now, Steve, you've had a long time to think about these keys. So let's have them for tonight's game.
Oh, you figure I was thinking about it the whole time I was in the snow. Okay, this is a game which is about offense. As much as they talk about defense, you have got to be able to score against the Sacramento Kings, and you've got to be able to score at the rim. Portland needs to make sure they have ball movement, player movement. This is a team that's good at getting in the passing lane. They got some guys that can steal a ball. And as always, when you're playing Sacramento, rebounds are very, very critical in the victory.
And when Sacramento goes down to defeat, more often than not, it's because their rebounding has been subpar. let's check out the starting lineups for tonight's game, brought to you, as always, by Coors Light. First, for the visiting Sacramento Kings, Doug Christie, Mike Bibby in the backcourt, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, the front line. For the Blazers, Derek Anderson, Damon Stoudamire in the backcourt, Ruben Patterson, Rasheed Wallace, and Dale Davis, the front court. For the Portland Trail Blazers, they are second in the Pacific Division as they look up at the Sacramento Kings, who lead the division. Rick Adelman, former Blazer player and coach, 592 wins in 13 seasons as an NBA bench boss. Maurice Cheeks, well, if the Blazers can go 500 the rest of the way, he'd have 100 wins for his career, 14 games remaining. And Maurice with 93 wins and not quite 2 full seasons as an NBA head coach. Blazers 44-24. They are 23-10 here on the home floor. They've won 3 in a row in the Rose Garden. For Sacramento, they lead the Pacific Division at 43-21. The home record outstanding. The road record, Steve, a little bit more mortal at 18-15.
You know, a year ago, they had to finish in a big stretch run on the road, and they proved that they could do it. You look at the matchup, and you can see how important scoring is against this team, and Portland's going to have to be real active at the offensive end.
This is a game where you pretty much have to get to 100 if you are to win it. Tonight's officials, as assigned by the NBA, Tony Brothers, Jack Neese, and Leon Wood. Blazers coming off a 94-83 win Wednesday over Houston. As you look at Elston Turner on the left and Terry Porter on the right. Elston, a former Blazer assistant, and of course TP, many great years here in the Rose City. These two teams know each other well. They split last year's season series down the middle, 2 aside. The Kings have taken 2 of the first 3, but the Blazers won the last meeting on December 28th in overtime. Portland, one of just 5 teams to defeat Sacramento in Arco. The Spurs have done it twice, and that tells you what a quality basketball team San Antonio is. Divac and Wallace to jump. Jack Neese will toss it. We're glad you're with us on a busy basketball day. NCAA tournament, and tonight, the NBA as the Blazers take on the Sacramento Kings. Wallace, little early offense over Chris Webber. Sheed in the 3 previous games, Steve, averaging 28 a game, and Portland will need every bit of that tonight, maybe a little bit more as Webber responds.
You know, when they're both playing well, it is really one of the better power forward matchups to see. They usually bring out the best in one another, and the one that can get the other one in foul trouble first, that team usually is going to win the game.
Wallace squares up, sends it, and scores it again. Wallace, who was limited to just 11 points Wednesday against Houston, and who had been shooting just 39% over the last 4 games, has hit his first 2. Webber looking to back down against Wallace.
With,
to shoot.
You know, with Webber, as Damon fouls Bibby, you've got to be careful about him in the pass. They give him that little pick and roll, and Bibby is immediately up in the air and gets nicked as he goes up. Chance for a 3-point play.
Damon trying to get out of the way as you get a look from the slam cam. A little bump from behind as the Arizona Wildcats come together. Bibby converts the 3-point play. The Kings coming off an impressive 4th quarter Thursday night against the Lakers, defeating the defending champs 107-99. 41 points in a 4th quarter, 13 of 19 from the floor, and they did not turn it over. Kings with a 5-4 lead. Damon gets the foul back from Bibby, and he will shoot 2.
His first team foul.
Bibby, who got a technical in that Laker game, starts this one with the question about what was that. Come on, Jack, I'm coming all the way over here to ask you this question again. You know, I didn't hit him on his arm. He made that adjustment on his own.
Damon 2 free throws over the last 10 days. He's been perfect. He's now 10 for 10. And there was a lot of conversation in the wake of that Los Angeles game, Steve. Most of it coming from Phil Jackson, saying Sacramento was not mature. They were complaining about the officiating, and until they got that squared away, they would have a ways to go in order to reach Los Angeles' lofty perch atop the NBA. 2 free throws by Damon, and the Blazers with a 6-5 lead.
would he not have something to say? Win or lose, you know, it would have not been a plus for them. Nice pass from Vlade Divac, and that's one of the things you have to watch against them. This is a team that passes and cuts to get a layup, so you got to be aware of the ball. You got to have pressure on the passer all the time. Watch out.
Lob for Wallace from Derek Anderson.
Some of the same in reverse. No pressure on Derek Anderson. A nice lob to Wallace for an easy two.
Weber with a double clutch had Dale Davis on the up fake. Weber with 4 and the Kings with a 1-point lead. Patterson drives, scored and one. Feels like a playoff game, doesn't it?
Well, you know, there's a lot at stake here for both teams. I mean, if Sacramento wins, they're 4.5 ahead. If Portland wins, they're within 2.5. Sacramento has some tough games ahead of them. Portland should have come into this game with the idea, let's catch these guys. They're not out of reach yet.
Stojakovic to foul his first, and Patterson converts the 3-point play. Both teams with strong starts. And we haven't had a miss yet. Christie, his second field goal of the night. Kings are 5 for 5. Blazers 4 for 4. There's the first miss, and it's boarded by Stojakovic. Bibby trying to go to the crossover against Stoudamire. In case you missed it, Arizona in double overtime beat Gonzaga. Bibby.
He doesn't take much daylight, and what they like to do for Bibby is give him a screen every now and then, and he flushes down his second hoop.
The Kings, the second leading field goal shooting team in the league at 46.5%. Patterson on a drive against Stojakovic, tosses it away. Christie, one of the best in the NBA at stealing with it to front court. Weber. Finally a miss from Sacramento. Ruben Patterson with a rebound.
You know, when Portland's in transition, that's the best chance to get to the rim before they get their defense back. Sacramento's become a better half-court team, but you can still score on it.
Wallace bumps, fades, and fills it up. Wallace perfect on the night. We're even at 13. Stojakovic being hounded by Patterson. Weber a deep 2, and Chris Weber simply sizzling here in the opening moments.
Well, if they're going to ride their big guys, they're ready to take them there tonight. Wallace hasn't missed. Weber's missed 1.
Damon against Bibby. D.A. a wide open look from 3. It's through. Derek Anderson, 4 of 7 triples Wednesday night against Houston. Bibby accelerates to the rim. Weber, and missed probably the easiest shot he's had all night.
But again, you cannot go to sleep on Divac. Divac will find anybody that's cutting, and he's just standing there looking for a chance to drill that pass in there.
Patterson comes up short from the baseline. Stojakovic with the rebound. Divac averaging about 3.5 assists a game. One of the better passing big men in the league. Bibby the miss. Rebound to Patterson. Blazers looking to run. And Damon had it knocked away from behind by Bibby. Stojakovic on the steal. Kings look for the lead. Touch pass Divac from Weber. Kings are 3rd in assists per game, averaging almost 25. Sacramento yet to commit a turnover. D.A. another 3 in the air. Yes! Derek Anderson better than 34% from downtown. The Blazers are 10-2 when he gets 3 or more triples. So
this game's almost in the bag. Just one more and it's over.
I didn't say it was over. I said 10-2. Blazers get the turnover. Wallace off the reverse from Stoudamire, and the Blazers a 4-point lead. Portland its largest advantage. Bibby works against Stoudamire, and Wallace comes out and commits the bump.
One thing that Bibby is very good at is starting in one direction and coming right back. And he loves to do this, and this is a nice feed inside. Wallace doesn't fool around with it. 2 hands over the top.
Team fouls even at 2 aside. Divac with Anderson on him. Bibby. Weber 4 to shoot. Christie lets fly with a 3. Rebound to Anderson, taking it away from Chris Weber. Patterson reverses it in. Blazers by 6 as we go under 6 to play in the first quarter. Weber against Wallace, now Christie. Backdoor, Stojakovic, fouled by Patterson, will shoot 2. A tremendous pace in the first quarter, and the Blazers a 6-point lead. Blazers getting contributions everywhere on the floor and lead it by 6.
Guess what? Disney Spider-Man got fixed, so I don't have to be the dumb dinosaur. I get to be the peacock.
Great. Peacock.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines nonstop from Portland to Phoenix for just $89 each way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Caters, take your mark.
Yeah, can I get a Big Mac, Coke, and fries, please?
Fly through McDonald's now for our $1 filet of fish. Tender cod, melted cheese, and tangy tartar sauce for just $1. But hurry, it's going fast and too hot to last.
Thanks. I'm a Ford truck man. That's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries. I don't compromise. I'd rather walk 10 miles and be down on my luck than ride around a block in another kind of pickup truck. If you see me on the highway in a left-hand lane, lost on the back road in a driving rain, up past the timberline where the ride gets rough. Ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built Ford tough.
Northwest Ford dealers and the Blazers teaming up to raise money for Dornbecker Children's Hospital. For every Blazer slam dunk, Ford donates $50 to Dornbecker Children's Hospital, courtesy of Northwest Ford dealers. Dornbecker has received $5,250 so far this season. That effort by Patterson against Yao Ming, perhaps the most spectacular of Dornbecker dunks. Blazers already with 2 dunks in the first quarter, both from Rasheed Wallace and the Blazers, 9 for 11. Sacramento not far behind, 8 for 12. And scintillating basketball at the outset from the Rose Garden.
Well, both teams are sharp offensively. One of the things you always have to be aware of with Sacramento, great passing ability from everybody out on the floor. So when your man cuts, you got to know where he is. They went to sleep on Stojakovic his first time at the free throw line tonight.
Stojakovic, 87% from the line. Played in the first and third games of the season series. Missed the previous game in Portland with plantar fasciitis. And we talked about it in the pregame show. This is about as healthy as Sacramento has been. There's been no king who has appeared in all 69 games. Despite that, they're only 2 games behind last year's pace.
You know, and last year they had to go out on the road and win in order to get the best record, which they thought was going to be so important for them to win the Western Conference.
DA off the drive, scoops and overlays. Christie on the fly. Lost it, got it back off the rim, and then out of bounds to Portland.
Decision-making is really critical when you're playing offensively. You got to make good decisions, who to get the ball to, where to get it, and you got to not turn it over.
Damon got Bibby in the air. Stojakovic, the one-handed rebound, but to the floor. Blazers dive, but Christie comes up with it. Stojakovic for 3. One of the better three-point shooters in the league at nearly 40%. Damon. Nothing doing at the front of the rim. Now crossover gets by Bibby. Wallace. A cutting bounce for Rasheed Wallace. Leads all scorers with a dozen tonight.
Let's learn that shot from Zach. That tells you you're having a pretty good night. Everything that Wallace has thrown up there has gone in. The last one, a little bit off, but bounced in for him.
Well, and the fact that Stojakovic missing consecutive threes, you don't see that too often. Christie knocked it out of bounds, and the Blazers have it. D.A. thought he had an open look. Patterson. That one rims off. And the rebound, the second of the game, falls to Chris Webber, who averages almost 11. Stojakovic against Patterson, and it seems like Rick Adelman wants to get him on track. Now 0 for 3 in threes is Paige Stojakovic.
Well, the one thing about Stojakovic, though, you know, he goes in flurries, and if he keeps shooting, eventually he starts making shots. They don't want him to lose any confidence out there. They know his ability is to get 30 in a game.
Dale Davis is in the scoring column for the first time tonight. All 5 Blazers starters have now scored.
All starters on both teams to score.
Webber the miss. Wallace the rebound. Blazers by 8, looking for more. D.A. to the baseline. Plenty of time on the shot clock.
Well, they had a mismatch, and they found Ruben Patterson inside, but the mismatch was against Rasheed Wallace and Stojakovic.
Christie, Bibby for 3. Stojakovic had the rebound stolen by Stoudamire. Patterson challenges Divac and then threw it away.
And that's what I mean by decision-making at the offensive end. You go away from a chance to get a 2-point field goal because you're not sure where you want to get the shot.
Timeout on the floor. Blazers by 8.
A random phone call.
Hello?
If you hang up, I will kill you.
Who is this?
I want your complete attention.
It wasn't me!
Now, the whole city is watching one man.
I want to see you toss away your weapon.
Colin Farrell.
What do you keep talking to on the phone?
If you tell him, I will kill you. On April 4th.
They're in position. Move. Don't you get the game yet?
His life
Hold your fire!
is on the line.
Look, I'm sure we can work it out.
I'm not finished yet. Phone booth. Rated R. April 4th. Only in theaters.
Get the best values in America from Dodge. Take our best products like Dodge Ram Heavy Duty, the 250 horsepower Intrepid SXT, the best-selling minivan ever, and the V8-powered Durango. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty. Plus our best deals, like up to a $4,500 cash allowance, or 0% financing on most models. Add it all up, and it equals the best values in America. See your Dodge dealer or visit Dodge.com.
Haters, take your mark. Yeah, can I get a Big Mac, Coke, and fries, please?
Fly through McDonald's now for our $1 filet of fish. Tender cod, melted cheese, and tangy tartar sauce for just $1. But hurry, it's going fast and too hot to last.
Thanks. Fans, go to a participating retailer and buy 12 bottles of Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. Mail in the labels and you'll get a free Blaze Buddy Doll. Blaze, of course, the new mascot of the Blazers. You'll also be entered to win a Blaze party at the Rose Garden for you and your friends. You got to hurry, though. This offer ends March 24th. And we invite you to stop by a participating Northwest Dodge dealer for your chance to enter the First to 20 contest if your entry is selected. And you correctly name the first Blazer to score 20 points for that night's game. You win $1,000. Karen Foster is tonight's contestant. She has selected Damon Stoudamire to be tonight's First to 20. And Shots, what's going on in that Portland huddle?
Well, the Trailblazing coaching staff really like the fact that the fellas are playing very good half-court defense. Really want to make sure that the Blazer defense watches the weak side. Sacramento has stopped cutting. They've really gone into that jump shooting mode. But the Blazer defenders have got to understand that if they do start cutting, it'll be from the weak side, fellas.
And as a result of that, Keon Clark is in the ball game. Webber with a miss, as is Bobby Jackson, a couple of energy guys who like to get to the front of the rim.
Wallace goes down. Wells comes in. Zach Randolph is in the ball game. Patterson down. So Portland making some changes as well.
Randolph with a reverse pivot. Shuffle defeat. And turnover is the only thing that has derailed Portland here in the first quarter. As Jeff McGinnis is in, Stoudamire is out. So it's a backcourt of McGinnis and Anderson, a frontcourt of Wells, Randolph, and Dale Davis for Portland. For Sacramento, a backcourt of Bobby Jackson, Doug Christie, Keon Clark, Chris Webber, and Peja Stojakovic, the front line for the Kings. Kings 2 for their last 13 possessions. Clark in and out, and the rebound is Zach Randolph. Wells against Stojakovic. Randolph against Keon Clark. Clark, a talented shot blocker.
Well, the one thing that Zach cannot do is settle for that shot against Clark. Knowing that Clark blocks shots, he's still got to make his move, try to get to the rim, play his normal game.
Just bigger physically than is Keon Clark. Give back to Stojakovic from Webber.
Once the ball goes away from you, you cannot relax defensively. That's what makes Sacramento such a dangerous team in a half-court set.
Webber leads the Kings in assists at about 5.5 a game. Wells to the spin. Dale Davis is open. Rebound off Bobby Jackson. Blazers have it with a fresh shot clock. And former Blazer and former a lot of teams, Jim Jackson in the ball game for the first time tonight as he replaces Stojakovic, and Sacramento has gone 4 minutes and 40 seconds without scoring. Or there was a drought, I should say.
Yeah, they just scored.
And that was the drought. D.A. with a steal. For McGinnis. Blazers with a 4-point flurry there, leading it 31-21. Webber backing down against Dale Davis. McGinnis trying to take it away, and in the process, a Portland foul. It's against Jeff, his first, and the first Blazer foul under 2 minutes.
It is very difficult to steal the ball from Chris Webber when he's under control. McGinnis was trying to come by. Webber is one of the best hands. He has some of the best hands in the league. That's not only for a big guy, but any guy.
Webber missing his pet shot, the jump hook. Blazers, their largest lead at 10, 31-21. Wells, an opening. Got hit on the arm by Jim Jackson, no call. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Bobby Jackson, a candidate for 6th man of the year, most improved. McGinnis checks him, 8 to shoot.
Before he broke his finger against Los Angeles, he was on a tremendous pace. You know, he was actually playing the best of any of the Kings out there. And then he went down. He hasn't been able to get back to that form where he was 19 points a game.
3 on the shot clock. Weber double clutches, and Leon Wood steady traveling. The third Sacramento turnover of the game, and the Blazers get it back up 10 with 4.3 remaining.
Enough time to get a shot.
McGinnis off the drive against Jackson. The tip too late. McGinnis had a good look but could not put it down. However, Rasheed Wallace off to a good start. He's got a dozen. And the Blazers, a 10-point lead at 31-21. The Blazers, 57% from the floor in the opening quarter. Back to the Rose Garden for the second quarter after this.
RAV4. You'll want to take advantage of these great offers today. Get to Toyota's nationwide spring sales event where value begins with quality. Get the show on.
Checking account.
Yes, but I don't want to pay for it.
Right. And you want online banking.
Right, if it's free.
And unlimited online bill paying.
I don't want to have to pay for that either.
No. So you want total security protection on your check card, free.
Look, I just don't think I should have to pay for any of it.
Neither do we.
Free checking plus with direct deposit from Bank of America. Higher standards.
When I was younger, I did some pretty foolish things, like work on my own car. Sometimes I did more harm than good. Today, I'd no sooner know what to do under there than how to perform brain surgery. So I trust my car and my family safety to a professional. Charlie works on over 350 different models, and they change every year. He knows as much about cars as doctors do about people. That's why I put my trust in him and the top quality CarQuest auto parts he uses.
Portland Trail Blazers basketball is brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. By Carl's Jr. for big, juicy charbroiled burgers. The name of the game is Carl's Jr. By 76 with Pro Power. Next time you're on empty, fill up with 76 Pro Power and get the spirit of 76. By Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light. Cold down easy. And by Bank of America. Proud sponsors of the Portland Trail Blazers. Second quarter about to begin, and the Blazers 57%. Sacramento cooling substantially. Only one field goal over the last 5 minutes and 48 seconds of the first quarter.
Well, both teams cooled off from such a sensational start, and you had to expect it, but Portland bettered the Kings in the last 5 minutes. 4 field goals to their 1. They have that 10-point advantage, and what's really important is Portland keep moving the ball. Don't become a team in a half court that does a lot of dribbling. Pass the ball, cut. You'll get some layups against the Sacramento Kings.
10 to shoot. Wells wants it against Jim Jackson. Bonzi, a step and gun, comes up short. Jackson with a rebound. He had 10 rebounds in the first meeting between these two teams back on Halloween night, a game Portland really wanted to forget. They lost by 28. Jackson out of the corner, misfiring from 2. Weber a tip rebound, and Christie overlays. Wells, attack.
And maybe that'll get Bonzi Wells going. His first 2 attempts were from the outside. He wasn't even close, but he really came with some energy and force against Keon Clark.
And Christie coming with energy down the baseline.
Well, Christie's had some good opportunities close to the rim. Missed a couple that were pretty obvious. That one pass that Weber made showed you just how good his hands are and his passing ability. Caught it with 1 mitt.
DA had a double clutch, nowhere to go with it. Jim Jackson has been a real good pickup for the Sacramento Ball Club. In fact, Hito Turkoglu, normally the 6th man off the bench for Sacramento, is remaining on the bench as Weber honeycombs one in and out.
Since Brad Randolph has been in the game, he's done a good job of defensive rebounding. 1 and done for the Kings. Jackson got 3 rebounds.
Portland +2 in the rebounding column. Randolph, little shake and bake, got by Keon Clark, who slapped at it from behind. Clark averaging 2 blocks a game. Christie pulls up. And when Sacramento's running, Steve, I'm not sure that that's the shot Rick Adelman wants. Zach Randolph off the feed from Wells.
Sacramento likes to run, but you can also run back at them, and Portland's getting the better percentage shot in the sprint game.
Weber's open. Gang rebounding by Portland. Blazers again looking to push, but Bonzi, an ill-advised pass, stolen by Bobby Jackson. Christie, as Sacramento had numbers the other way.
Bonzi wanted to lob the ball. It went right on the line. There was no way that Bobby Jackson wasn't going to pick that one off.
Substitutions waiting at the scorer's table for both sides. DA, 7 to shoot. Elevates over Christie. Yes! And the foul! Well, you know, Steve, Derek Anderson had a positively awful road trip, but he has come back ever since then, and he's been on fire. He's got 10, shoots for 11 when we come back. Blazers by a dozen over the Kings.
Congratulations! You launched the pink slip virus.
Your office is now infected. They'll soon trace it back to you. Good luck finding a new job.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by April 7th.
You are now free to move about the country.
At Les Schwab Tire Centers, you get more than great buys on tires. Quality, service, selection, and value. At Les Schwab, we want to earn your business.
At GMC, being professional grade means you do things better. That's why the GMC Sierra has more horsepower than any other pickup in the world. Envoy comes with the most front headroom in its class. And Yukon has the tightest turning radius in its class. GMC, we are professional grade. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2003 Yukon. See your participating Oregon and Washington GMC dealers.
Be there live as the Blazers take on Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks on Friday the 28th. It's a 7:30 start here at the Rose Garden. Seats as low as $10 at the Rose Quarter Ticket Office, all Ticketmaster outlets. You can call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to Blazers.com. And a reminder that Morton's Steakhouse is the preferred steakhouse of the Portland Trail Blazers and gift provider for guests appearing on tonight's pregame show. Jeff McGinnis went one-on-one with me, and for that, Jeff will dine at Morton's, the preferred steakhouse of the Portland Trail Blazers. In the quarter, Sacramento 2 of 9, the Blazers 3 of 6, and DA a three-point opportunity. And the Blazers, their largest advantage of the night at 13.
Portland trying to pressure the ball, trying to create a little bit more quick and deep shooting from Sacramento. And Jimmy Jackson on the money.
Jackson obliges, tosses down a three. He was big in the Thursday win over the Los Angeles Lakers. Made 2 of 2 triples down the stretch, had 9 points overall. Arvydas Sabonis is in the ballgame for the first time tonight, as is Scott Pollard for Sacramento. DA with 10 to shoot. Savas, Randolph. Made it in against Keon Clark. And Zach is such a big body, and you always refer to Clark as the Blade because he's so thin. Even though Clark's a shot blocker, you would have to think that Zach can do a little business against Clark. Clark trying to get it back, can't.
You know, you have to play to your strength against a shot blocker. They're going to get some, but they're not going to get all. And once you get them up in the air, you're going to get them nicked up with some fouls as well. So Zach has got to continue to go inside and try to give him some pump fakes, try to use his strength against Clark, who's very good at getting to the ball.
DA off balance, and the rebound to Jim Jackson, who averages 4 a game. Jackson playing for his 10th team in his 11-season career in the NBA. Bibby has returned for Sacramento. Savas and McGinnis dig it out. The third Blazer steal of the night.
Bibby was trying to throw that off the leg of Sabonis.
McGinnis almost tried to guide it. It was almost too close, and now a loose ball foul going to be called against Zach Randolph.
Too open.
Well, he wasn't on the move. You know, McGinnis is a much better shooter on the move than he is standing still sometimes, or so it would seem. Derek Anderson out for the first time tonight. Antonio Daniels is in. Sabonis knocks it away from Pollard, but Bibby gathers it in. Mike Bibby had 19 Thursday against the Lakers. Wallace, who came out of the gate red hot, is at the scorer's table as well as gets to the rim and loses it on the way up.
Quick spin and had the ball where he wanted it, couldn't control it. Zach Randolph coming out of the ball game, Wallace back in. And both of the power forwards very productive in the time that they've been out on the floor.
Yeah, Randolph 4 points and 4 rebounds. Wallace, a dozen points and 2 rebounds. He's 6 for 6 from the floor. Jackson. Boy, that'd do nothing. Daniels on a run out, but then overthrown.
It's going to be lucky not to get a foul there on Antonio Daniels.
And
he pushed him.
Jack Neese said no foul. Tony Brothers says there is a foul. It happened right in front of Jack Neeson. Paul Allen can't believe that Tony Brothers comes in from the other side. But in all honesty, A.D. did push. And 2 in a row now for Mike Bibby.
And Bibby is a terrific perimeter player. So, and what makes him so tough to guard is his ability to take the ball on the move and then go right up.
Timeout on the floor. Blazers called time. The lead cut to 8. 6:24.
That's all I dream. I ain't got no boundaries. I don't compromise. I'd rather walk 10 miles and be down on my luck than ride around a block in another kind of pickup truck. If you see me on the highway in a left-hand lane, lost on a back road in a driving rain, up past the timberline where the ride gets rough, ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built for tough.
Carefully tear open spicy real guacamole packet. Empty contents into stir thoroughly.
Guacamole. It's harder than it looks. The Guacamole Bacon $6 burger. New at Carl's Jr.
Upcoming events at the Rose Quarter include Bon Jovi on April 14th. Then a spectacular concert on May 16th as Yanni is at the Rose Quarter. Champions on Ice then plays the Rose Garden on May 26th. Tickets are available at the Rose Quarter ticket office. All Ticketmaster outlets, or log on to rosequarter.com.
Against this second unit, Portland's got to be able to make sure that they continue to score the ball and keep that pressure on inside as Pollard dumps the bonus.
Pollard commits the foul, his first. Pollard appearing in only his 12th game of the season. He has had more injury problems than just about anybody else for Sacramento. A stress fracture in his lower back and a fractured right hand have kept him out of all but a dozen games for the Sacramento Kings. Again, Savas on the post-up swings the hook off the side of the board, and the rebound to Jim Jackson. Blazers with McGinnis and Daniels, Wallace, Sabonis, and Wells. Pollard. Keon Clark, the offensive rebound. Bibby. His short string of made jumpers ends.
Call a jump ball.
Yeah, 3 officials and no one was sure who knocked it out of bounds.
There have not been a lot of offensive rebounds in this game. The teams have either made it or they've missed it. The opponent's gotten the rebound. Sacramento getting a couple of cracks that time, which has been a rarity here in the first half. Patterson in, Wells down.
And that was probably off Scott Pollard.
And Damon Stoudamire back in the game as McGinnis will sit.
And Ruben Patterson returns as well. Jack Neese tosses it. Patterson got it. Bibby got in his way. And Tony Brothers, who made the call previous, which the Blazer fans did not like, swallowed his whistle that trip, and Bobby Jackson drills a 3. And so now Sacramento has climbed within 5. Blazers got a good break off that jump, but Patterson ran right into Mike Bibby. Sabonis against Pollard. Sabonis is open. And a loose ball foul going to be called against Portland. Ruben Patterson, the foul, his second. Third Portland foul of the quarter, 2 against Sacramento.
So for the first time, we've seen Portland stall a little bit at the offensive end and see how that affects their defensive energy. They've been pretty good up to this point. Sacramento trying to make a charge.
Jackson with a miss. Sabonis outduels Pollard for the rebound. Daniels on a run out. Hammers it home. Antonio Daniels on the board for the first time tonight. Blazer lead is 7 as we go under 5 minutes to play in the first half.
You know, they don't have the passing from the center spot as Bibby comes back with another one from Pollard or Keon Clark. They're not the same kind of passers as Weber and Divac, so Portland can be a little bit more aggressive at the defensive end.
Wallace against Keon Clark. She's going to back him down. Lean in and score. Jackson on a speed dribble, but Damon was able to match him stride for stride. Jackson off balance. Pollard. And a loose ball foul, and this will go against Arvydas Sabonis.
Sabonis had the inside position and really got locked up with Scott Pollard. They're going to come in from the inside, and a little bit of the edge to Pollard. He gets it with the elbow.
Stojakovic will return to the Sacramento lineup as you get another look at the foul on Sabonis. Stojakovic replaces Jim Jackson. Sabonis will take a seat, I should say, as Dale Davis returns for Portland. Jackson against Stoudamire. Pollard against Rasheed.
Pollard's the guy that really feeds off of other people. He's around the rim, tipping it in. When you see him working one-on-one, you know you're in pretty good shape. He's going to throw up a lot of shots like that, and most of them aren't going to go in.
Patterson, quick move around Stojakovic. Overshot it. It's out of bounds to Sacramento.
More concerned about the shot blocking of Keon Clark. When he made that spin, he knew Clark was coming.
And confusion at the scores table. Divac wanted to return for Sacramento, but was not in position quickly enough. Blazers a 7-point lead, under 4 to go in the first half. Keon Clark beating Pollard for the dunk.
That's where Pollard is effective in a nice exchange from Clark to Pollard. And that's been one of their best passing plays here in the last 3 minutes.
Sacramento back within 5. Blazers go back to Wallace. Sheed. A miss, and Pollard with a rebound.
First miss of the night for Wallace.
Bibby all the way inside.
Bibby's on a roll right now. You're going to have to answer him with some points. So that means Damon's going to have to find a way to score. Bibby with 8 1/4.
He's at 13, averages 16. Damon. Wallace for 3. Yes! So after the miss by Rasheed, he comes back, drills the triple. Blazers by 6. Jackson to the crossover. Step on the baseline. Timeout on the floor. Blazers with possession when we return, and a 6-point lead. 2:45 to go.
Going my way. You know it.
Or tough Tacoma, or get $1,500 customer cash on Tundra, or $500 customer.
And congratulations to Izzy Ehrig, volleyball coach at Dexter McCarty. Spelling, Eric. He is the voice that you hear so often on Blazers radio and television spots, celebrating a birthday today. And
He's quick to tell us that it's his birthday, but he never gives us a number.
No. But he says every March 23rd, I wanna mention. So we're a day early. Damon Stoudamire drops in the deuce. Blazers in front by 8. Chris Webber has returned. Jackson. And that's what Bobby Jackson can do. He can make shots. He can penetrate. He had an off night Thursday against Los Angeles. Only 4 points on 1 of 6 shooting. He's already surpassed that here in the first half.
Well, there was a time when that was the weakest part of Bobby Jackson's game, but he has spent a lot of time working on his perimeter shot. Nice pass inside to Ruben Patterson.
Damon sets it up with the penetration. Stoudamire with 8 assists in the first half. The Blazers with 17 as a team. Again, Bibby drives. Divac ducks in and scores.
Got to be able to control Mike Bibby because that breaks everything down. They got 2 guys on the wing that can score, Divac and Webber.
And when Bibby went out of the game the first time, that's when Sacramento became more perimeter-oriented. Sheed for 3. Halfway down, here comes Stojakovic. Jackson will crank up a long ball, miss it, and get it back.
You know, the toughest rebound to get is the deep rebound. Jackson got knocked down, thought he was going to get a foul, didn't get anything. He's still looking at the official.
Patterson against Bibby.
Good recognition that time. They had a mismatch, able to get it to the jumping jack. Ruben Patterson. The foul this time.
Foul on the floor, Blazers, 34, Dale Davis.
Dale Davis commits the foul. And the Blazers are over the foul limit with 1:04 to go in the first half.
Mike Bibby, 1+1.
Damon jammed his ankle or something, trying to walk it off right now. You know, here's a guy that does not want to have any kind of injury take him out of the lineup. He's been sitting and watching long enough.
Bibby, who played in only the third and previous game between these two teams, had 22 in that game. Bibby with 15 in the first half, and the free throws make it a 6-point game at 53-47.
10 1/4, and he's been the offensive hero for them.
Damon for 3, long, and the rebound to Divac.
Portland looking at a 2-for-1 that time, and Kings are going to come down, and let's see how they attack.
Bibby. Patterson tips the rebound out of bounds, and it will stay with Sacramento. A fresh shot clock and 35.2 for the half. Blazers have led it by as many as 13. Webber, the jump hook dances off, got it back. He will not miss 2 times in a row.
Lucky not to see Bobby Jackson laying that one up. He cut to the bucket. He was wide open, and they threw it out to Webber.
Kings within 4. 6.5 difference between the two clocks. Jackson nearly got the steal. Damon steps inside Bibby. Rebound to Webber. Jackson. And that will do it for the first half. So the Blazers got off to a great start. Mike Bibby comes back in the second quarter. He's got 15 in the first half, but it's the Blazers out in front. Rasheed Wallace with 17. Portland by 4 at the break. Halftime is next.
Hey! That thing got a Hemi, right? Yeah! Well, now I got a Hemi, too. But I got something you don't got. Check this out.
Dodge Ram 1500. The Hemi legend continues. Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty plus 0% financing or $2,000 cash allowance. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match this.
It opens up a whole new world of good taste. Adds to life's simple pleasures. Takes a special moment and makes it even more special. Private selection. Everything premium, but the price.
Available at Fred Meyer.
The Morgans of New York City. The Mendozas of Fort Worth, Texas. Stu and Maggie. With a bunch of steak quesadillas from Taco Bell.
A higher class of quesadilla has arrived. Taco Bell Steak Quesadilla. Marinated carne asada steak and 3 rich melted cheeses. Upgrade to steak. Think outside the bun. Spice up the night. Open till 2 a.m. or later.
So many meals begin with the sunny, rich heartiness of France Premium Hearts Bread.
Snow drifts in East County have closed all schools and more snow is forecast for tomorrow.
Fran's family of good breads are a part of Northwest Living. Look for these scenic packages of France Premium Hearts Bread.
Suarez, I have some good news. I'm taking you out.
Oh, you said you had good news.
I do. I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Give me the ball.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hello, I'm Carl Click.
And I'm Nancy Francis. We'll get you back to the game in a minute, but first we have a look at what we're working on for you tonight at 10 on PAX and at 11 on News Channel 8. People gathered to support U.S. troops today in Pioneer Courthouse Square. Their presence and vocal support sparked a hotbed of action downtown, and we'll tell you what they had to say.
Anti-war protesters took to the streets in Portland and downtown Seattle today and in several other cities nationwide. Tonight, we'll take you to some of the biggest protests.
And we've got a quick traffic alert to tell you about. Part of Interstate 205 is closed this weekend. Crews are working on a new bike and pedestrian path in Clark County. I-205 is closed in both directions between State Route 500 and Northeast 134th until Monday at 5 a.m.
Be sure to join us tonight at 10 o'clock on PAX and at 11 o'clock on News Channel 8 right here on KGW.
Until then, enjoy the Blazers game.
It's sale time at Les Schwab.
If ever there was a time to buy tires, this is it. We've got just what you need, in stock and on sale. Like to travel on-road or off? You'll find the perfect tires at a great sale price. Selected custom wheels, batteries, and shocks on sale, too, including our popular RMX. Plus, our biggest strut assembly sale ever, $50 off per pair installed.
Some of our best savings of the year are happening right now, right here at the Les Schwab site.
In Yamhill, Oregon offers its clients beautiful choices. So Bailey picked a local health plan that does the same, LifeWise. LifeWise gives Bailey employees an open choice of more than 6,000 doctors and caregivers, along with useful online health information at their fingertips. And as the folks at Bailey will tell you, that's a pretty nice arrangement. LifeWise, it's up to you.
At GMC, being professional grade means you do things better. That's why the GMC Sierra has more horsepower than any other pickup in the world. Envoy comes with the most front headroom in its class. And Yukon has the tightest turning radius in its class. GMC, we are professional grade. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2003 Yukon. See your participating Oregon and Washington GMC dealers.
Hit it right down the... Not bad. What was that?
Yo, I guess it's for the best that I ain't come back. Today my checks are small, I don't pay much tax. They say these young guys is athletically better. I play today and wear sweat with a sweater. The game is fantastic, but sometimes it's a bore, so I'ma hit the spot with my crew and chill and sip on the cause.
Blaze just won the Southwest Airlines Choose Your Own Adventure sweepstakes. Now he gets to choose one of these 3 adventures. How about the fun in the sun on the links in Phoenix, Arizona? Perhaps go fishing and brave the whitewater rapids in Boise, Idaho. Or maybe head to the hills and conquer the slopes in Salt Lake City, Utah. Enter at G.I. Joe's for your chance to win 4 round-trip tickets, hotel accommodations, and $500 to G.I. Joe's, so you can grab your gear and seize your Southwest Airlines adventure.
Copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is brought to you by Jack. Try his improved burgers and you'll agree they're his best burgers ever. By Sprite, who reminds you to obey your thirst. By Northwest Sports Stores, they're proud sponsors of the Portland Trailblazers. And by the 4,000 CarQuest Auto Parts stores across North America. You'll find it at CarQuest. Halftime at the Rose Garden finds the Blazers out in front of the Sacramento Kings 53-49. Pete Pranica, the snap for Steve Jones. We talked about the necessity for Rasheed Wallace to break out of this mini slump he was in. He certainly did that in the first half. Rasheed going 8 for 10 from the floor en route to 17 first-half points.
You know, a lot of talk is made about the way to beat the Sacramento Kings, the way to beat the Dallas Mavericks is to play better defense. But you've got to be able to score against these teams, and that's what Wallace did. He got off to a terrific start. Not only did he make himself available on the break and play above the rim, but he stayed inside and scored with a lot of consistency. And so I know that in the locker room they're saying, you know, we might have to get some help to Wallace, which should make it easier for the other Trailblazers to get some shots in the second half. A terrific first half for Rasheed. A little sampling from everywhere out on the floor. 8 for 10. Can't beat that.
Tough to beat. Now, as far as giving Rasheed some offensive help, Derek Anderson did a good job in the first 24 minutes.
No, you know, and again, you need to keep pressure on the opponent at almost every position. If you can go inside and come back outside, that's the best combination you'd like to have. And Derek Anderson was on the money from deep, and that's where he started the ball game up. But again, he's looking to put pressure on Doug Christie and picked up a personal foul there. Anytime you can make somebody guard you further out on the floor, the more effective your team is going to be offensively. And so the Kings are going to have to come out further, which should make the interior offense a lot better.
Take a look at Derek's shot chart from the first half as he was able to drop the long ball with some regularity. For the Sacramento Kings, Mike Bibby, you know, I know Shaquille O'Neal doesn't think that he deserves to be on the Olympic team, but Bibby certainly has proven himself far beyond a Cub Scout.
Well, I think, you know, in his mind, it's not that he shouldn't be on the team, but Allen Iverson should be named to the team, and so that's where the controversy is. But this kid is what they're looking for, a perimeter stick, and he has the ability to catch and shoot. He has the ability to drive a couple of dribbles, go right up, get the contact, and so that's what makes him difficult to guard. He changes direction. He's not fast, but he's quick, he's clever, and he knows how to find the seam. Big second quarter for him. He had 10 1/4.
Talk about guys who are quick and clever. This guy a little bit bigger, Doug Christie.
Yeah, Doug Christie, you know, is kind of a floater for him offensively. They don't look for him to get a lot of points, but there are games when he plays a big story at the offensive end, and a lot of his opportunities have been going to the bucket. You know, take your eye off of anybody in purple, and they will find a way to cut to the basket, get the high percentage opportunity. So everything that Christie has done has been on the move and at the rim, and that's going to hurt any defense.
8 points in the first half from Doug Christie, 15 from Bibby. Blazers, though, have the lead, 53-49 over the Kings. Back to the Rose Garden for more after this.
I'm a Ford truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise. I'd rather walk 10 miles and beat down on my luck than ride around a block in another kind of pickup truck. If you see me on the highway in a left-hand lane, lost on the back road in a driving rain, up past the timberline where the ride gets rough, ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built Ford tough.
Now, can you find another place for your backpack?
Unlimited online bill paying. Free Free from Bank of America.
Right there.
Higher standards.
Next time you're on the road and you need to fill your tank, here's something to consider. New Shell gasoline is specially formulated to help prevent deposit buildup in your engine, which helps keep it clean. And a clean engine performs better, which is why when they're looking for more from their gasoline, so many drivers choose Shell.
It's coming. Something so big, it will change the way you buy electronics and appliances forever. It's the big event now at Standard TV and Appliance.
Sale prices on Mitsubishi, Sony, Frigidaire, KitchenAid, Whirlpool, GE, Maytag, Amana, and more.
Plus no payment, no interest till 2004.
In Portland, Tigard, and Beaverton.
The big event at Standard TV and Appliance. Hurry, the savings are massive.
Why do I work so hard? So I can play even harder. What's my thirst? Staying on top. What's yours? I love my job.
Portland Trailblazers basketball is brought to you by Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick. By Spirit Mountain Casino. By Toyota. Get the feeling. And by McDonald's. We love to see you smile. Halftime at the Rose Garden. Blazers up 4 over the Sacramento Kings. Let's go to the McDonald's Coach's Corner. and Schott standing by with Herb Brown.
Pete, thank you very much. Coach, a great start to this ball game where you obviously had Sacramento playing catch-up. How critical is another great start this third quarter as they made a little bit of a run in that second period?
Well, they're a great team. I mean, they're one of the leading scoring teams in the NBA. They run. They get a lot of stuff in transition. They're not a half-court offensive team, and we just got to keep running them. We got to get back in transition, and we got to rebound the basketball.
You guys were distributing the basketball awfully well in that first half. I think Damon had 8 assists, 18 in all. Obviously, when you're moving and cutting, you guys were very, very dangerous around the rim.
Well, we think that's the way we play best, and we've got to continue to do that. We stopped running for a time in that second quarter, and I think that allowed them to get back in the game because if we put pressure on them, they can't run right out.
And defensively, just to keep out on those shooters, huh?
Well, we've got to close out. We've done a pretty good job on Stojakovic. We haven't done a great job on Bibby, but they're a great team, and we just got to play defense.
Thanks, Coach, very much. Appreciate that. Defense tends to be the mantra around this neck of the woods, but a snapper says you got to score points, too. Back to you guys.
Indeed, Ed. Thank you very much. Tonight's first half stats brought to you by Toyota and your local Toyota dealers. And the Blazers, Steve, find themselves 50% from the floor.
Well, you know, Sacramento's got to feel good that they're as close as they are, shooting 40% for the night and really struggling to find a good offensive rhythm. Portland has beat them almost in every offensive category, and you sit and scratch your head and say, well, how did they get back in the ball game? Turnovers were the one area where hurt Portland and hurt them big. Offensive rebounds, Portland did not scratch. And the Kings got 5, and they have a rebounding advantage by 2. But turnovers, 8 turnovers, and 9 points off of the turnovers, and that's helped Sacramento get back into the ball game.
And assists, a big number for Portland at 18. Sacramento not far behind with 14. The top performers from the first 24 minutes, Mike Bibby with that 10-point second quarter, 15 on the night. Weber with 8 and 7. Christie, 8 and 2 rebounds. For the Portland Trailblazers, Rasheed Wallace leads the way, 17 and 3. Derek Anderson with 11, 4 boards and 5 assists. And Ruben Patterson, 9 points and 2 rebounds. To check out scores around the league, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Indiana, boy, they continue to struggle. Despite 29 from Jermaine O'Neal, Atlanta beats them in Atlanta 92-89. New Jersey a winner over Memphis, 107-99. Chicago, they are tough at home. They knock off the Knicks, 100-98. Eddie Curry, 30 points in that ball game.
Well, they're starting to believe in Eddie Curry. New Orleans faced a big loss. They just started to move up in the Eastern Conference standing. Milwaukee bounces back after getting hammered last night. Dallas was down by 10 late in the third quarter and put on an offensive spurt to put that ball game away. So Dallas continues to hang on to the best record of this one here. Utah had them down by 30. Clippers are making a big run here late.
And at halftime, Boston leading Denver 41-38.
Yeah, they've cut that 30-point lead down to 24.
Yeah, big charge. Well, the Nuggets scored the last 10 points of the first half to take the lead over the Celtics. Kings 9-18 when trailing at halftime. But again, you look at Stojakovic, only 4 points in the first half. You have to figure he's going to heat up. Loses the ball there, but Divac will crank up a three. Oh, my goodness. Vlade Divac, just his 6th triple of the year in 23 tries. And right out of the box, Sacramento within 1.
Vlade can shoot. You know, he's a reluctant offensive player for him. If they don't need him, he's not going to look for his shot, but he's wide open and against the clock. Measured that one.
Sacramento zones up. A lob intended for Dale Davis. Blazers unable to complete the play, and Sacramento shoots for the lead.
Now, Weber started off red hot, and then he cooled off. What a pass.
Stojakovic, the look inside, the hoop, and the three-point opportunity. And Sacramento has bolted out from the locker room to take the lead at 54-53. And a three-point opportunity for Stojakovic.
Now you see Weber, and that is a bullet behind the back, which leads Stojakovic right to the rim on a Doug Christie play. And that's what makes Sacramento so dangerous. You've got to guard your man so he cannot see somebody else. Otherwise, you end up seeing them score 2 3-point plays for them, 2-point advantage.
Three-pointer by Divac, and then the old-fashioned three-point play by Stojakovic. Christie with a step in front and a knock out of bounds. Blazers have it with 13 to shoot. Over the last 10 days, Sacramento averaging 110 points a game. And the Blazers will call a 20-second timeout as Sacramento has shown a little bit more vim and vigor in the first minute 18. A Jiffy Lube 20-second timeout gives us an opportunity to pose tonight's Aflac trivia question. And it is this. Which Kings player was the first freshman ever to lead the Big Ten in rebounding? Think about that, and we'll have the answer in a little bit. Damon with a sleeve on his right calf. Keep the muscle warm. Kind of an Allen Iverson look.
Now, Portland's got to find a way to, score and not make mistakes. They come out with 2 mistakes, almost a third right there. Really get more energized offensively. The Kings try to pick it up defensively. That means you have to move the ball, make your decisions earlier and better.
And the Blazers with just 8 on the shot clock. Anderson against Weber. And Bibby mugs Derek Anderson and scores the easy bucket. I have no idea. And the Blazers already burned their 20. They're going to have to take a full timeout here.
He's holding his head.
The Blazers call time. 10:31 to go in the third. And the Kings are on a roll. They lead the Blazers by 4.
So, how was Florida?
Nice.
A lot of pretty girls on the beach?
Yep.
Probably wearing bikinis, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls in bikinis.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by April 7. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
Get the best values in America from Dodge. Take our best products like Dodge Ram Heavy Duty, the 250 horsepower Intrepid SXT, the best-selling minivan ever, and the V8-powered Durango. Plus our best warranty, Dodge's fully transferable 770 powertrain limited warranty. Plus our best deals, like up to a $4,500 cash allowance, or 0% financing on most models. Add it all up, and it equals the best values in America. See your Dodge dealer or visit Dodge.com.
Well, Derek Anderson out of the ball game, and Derek Anderson double teamed and knocked to the deck.
You see a better angle on Bibby came in and his head, Derek Anderson's head hit the body of Bibby, and then he went to the floor. So, you know, last time he went out with the head injury was early in the season.
Wallace missing with a runner.
Well, he had a good move, good idea, coming across the middle, missed the glass in the sweet spot that he was looking for.
Sacramento enjoying its largest lead of the night. Portland controlled play through much of the first half. Weber open momentarily. Stojakovic a three over Bonzi Wells, and he knew Stojakovic was not going to remain cold from downtown. His first triple of the night, and the Kings with a 7-point lead.
Portland has to be patient. Now, don't try to get all 7 points back in this possession. You're going to get a chance to score against Sacramento. Just work your way back into the ball game.
Damon missing the three. Sacramento has scored the first 11 of the third quarter. Bibby around a Stojakovic screen. Weber over Dale Davis. Long, and the rebound to Rasheed Wallace, his fourth of the night. Wallace, double clutches going glass.
And that's what you'd like to see Wallace do more. Flip that ball on the floor and create some space for himself. Nice move, breaks the 11-0 scoring run of the Kings.
Rasheed with 19. He's been averaging 14.5 over the last 4 games. Weber drives, jump hooks it in. That's his money shot. Wells in for the injured Anderson.
Now, with Anderson out, you know, Bonzi Wells, Damon Stoudamire, they're both going to have to be more aggressive scorers.
Wallace from 3. Yes! Wallace continuing to sizzle. Sheed with 22, the first Blazer player to score 20 tonight. Karen Foster had selected Damon Stoudamire to be tonight's first to 20. Karen, it is Rasheed and not Damon, so you have our thanks for playing first to 20. Nice pass, Patterson and 1. Oh, what a delivery!
Portland has had the advantage in the fast break. Bonzi Wells showing you how to really feed a flyer like Ruben Patterson. Led him just perfect, and Bibby pulls him down.
Patterson, a three-point opportunity. Foul on Bibby is his second. And what was so spectacular about that pass, there was no angle. I mean,
well,
there
was some angle.
Very tiny, minuscule, in fact.
Because he found it.
Blazers within 2. Weber, good again. Weber and Christie on the steal.
You know, Christie steals balls by going away from the ball. And he gets players thinking that he's not going to come back into the passing lane. And every time he does it, he gets a steal.
Damon steps up. That's a 3. It's through. Stoudamire fourth in Blazer history with 366 three-point baskets. Blazers eye within 3.
Good pressure by Wells on the ball. That will make Christie have to pick the ball up. He's used a lot of time.
Offensive foul.
You know, if Cheeks would show this back to Bonzi Wells, he said, now you can play defense like this all the time. Keep moving your feet, stay on the guy, harass him, and out of frustration, Christie pushes off.
Wells, Wallace, another 3. That's off left. Weber with the rebound. A double-double. That's his 10th rebound of the night. And his 40th double-double. Blazers on the takeaway. Damon to the rim and in.
Wallace created that just by reaching in, moving his feet, poking at the ball.
Blazers are within 1. Bibby, he of the big second quarter, continuing here in the third. Kings by 3. Damon on a push against Bibby. Under 6.5 to go in the third.
And he wants the screen, wants a little pick and roll for himself and Wallace. And they go to Wells.
Against Christie. Bonzi, big step inside. Divac the block. Stojakovic. Patterson closed. That sets up Weber. And Weber from the elbow, pretty much automatic. 5-point lead for Sacramento.
Remember how you had the lead. And Portland has to go back inside. They got to move the ball via the pass, move the bodies a little bit quicker. They're starting to dribble the ball a lot more, and they're dribbling into trouble.
Weber with 6 in the quarter.
Missed the mismatch. Wallace has Stojakovic against him.
Dale Davis at the rim. Weber, a double-team foul. And Dale will shoot a pair. Weber commits his first foul.
Divac put his hand up, but they give the foul to Weber. Got the ball, then got the arm of Dale Davis.
Dale at 63%. Not a whole lot of free throws really on either side. Blazers with 5 attempts, and the Kings with 6. And shots. What is the status of Derek Anderson?
Well, right now, team doctors and trainers are saying that D.A. has a sore neck and headache. That was very obvious. They're still evaluating him. They're not sure whether he will return or not. They're not ruling it out. They're just not sure yet, guys.
And thank you. Wells is down. Antonio Daniels returns for Portland. Dale with strong play in the month of March, but they are 2 missed free throws. Blazers as a team 4 of 7 from the stripe. The Kings are perfect, 6 for 6 as Stojakovic works against Patterson. Gets the step and gets the floater.
Starting to give him a little bit more room to work off the dribble. 8 1/4 for Stojakovic. And I told you that this game was about scoring, and they're scoring it right now. Portland's flattened out, so they got to continue to find ways to stay in it offensively.
Daniels, Patterson on the baseline, forces his way inside, gets his own miss, and finally tips it in. 2 offensive rebounds for Ruben Patterson. Portland did not have an offensive rebound in the opening half.
Good effort by Patterson to stay with it. He made his first attempt a lot tougher than he had to.
Weber against Wallace. Weber tries to cross over the spin, and what a delivery to Mike Bibby. That's why Weber has 3 triple-doubles on the season. He's got 5 assists tonight. Bibby with 21. Damon for 3. Rebound to Weber.
You have to fight fire with fire. The Kings will give you hoops. So you got to move the ball. You got to move people just like they're doing. You don't want to become a one-on-one perimeter team.
Stojakovic. 10-point lead for Sacramento, their largest. Stojakovic, who's been shooting 53% over the last 4 games, forces Maurice Cheeks and the Blazers to burn a timeout. 4:02 for the third. Kings by 10.
Have you seen what's new in the home department at Fred Meyer? You'll find the best names, all the right colors. At Fred Meyer, you'll find lots of new ideas. Ideas that reflect you and your sense of style. What's on your list today? You'll find it at Fred Meyer.
At GMC, being professional grade means you do things better. That's why the GMC Sierra has more horsepower than any other pickup in the world. Envoy comes with the most front headroom in its class. And Yukon has the tightest turning radius in its class. GMC, we are professional grade. Now get 0% APR for 60 months on the 2003 Yukon. See your participating Oregon and Washington GMC dealers.
What would it be like if NASCAR drove in your world? Well, there's only one place they stop for gas, because 76 is the only place you can get the official fuel of NASCAR when you're not on the track. 76 with Pro Power. For NASCAR, for your car. Get the spirit.
Luck Happens is brought to you by Spirit Mountain Casino, Highway 18 in Grand Ronde. Against the Grizz, a buzzer beater for your seed that takes its time tickling the twine. You get another look. Wallace from way downtown. The good bounce and the fist pump from President and General Manager Bob Whitsitt. Luck Happens is brought to you by Spirit Mountain Casino, Highway 18 in Grand Ronde. Derek Anderson, headache, sore neck, as reported by Ann Schatz, back on the Portland bench. Blazers could certainly use his scoring and shooting, as the third quarter has belonged to Sacramento.
Now the Kings shooting lights out, 12 of 14, 86%. Portland 46%. So you've got to be able to find some ways to score the ball.
Antonio Daniels misfiring from three. This is looking a lot like the fourth quarter Thursday night in Sacramento, as the Kings took down the Lakers. They were 13 for 19 in that quarter, and Stojakovic has awakened from his offensive slumber with 10 in the quarter. So after Bibby put up 10 in the second quarter, Stojakovic with 10 here in the third. Bibby guilty of a foul. Rick Adelman incredulous with Tony Brothers. Blazers make changes as Sabonis and McGinnis return. Davis and Stoudamire go out with 3.5 to go in what has been a tough third quarter for the Portland Trail Blazers. Randolph is in for Rasheed Wallace. Zebo steps to the baseline, flips it up and in. The Kings already with 31 points in the quarter. They had 41 in that fabulous fourth Thursday night against Los Angeles. McGinnis with a takeaway from Bibby.
This is a team with a lot of firepower, and that's why I say you have to answer them with firepower, but you have to play well at both ends of the floor. You've got to move the ball and cut against them.
Randolph in and out. Weber takes the rebound away from Sabonis.
It's not a good matchup for Sabonis, and so he's going to give up something.
Foul going to be called against Sabonis by Jack Neese. Second team foul against Portland in the quarter. Second personal against Sabonis as well.
Yeah, Sabonis has got to be over, on any switch against a guy like Pollard to have a chance. With Weber, the ability to dribble and move, too much of an advantage in Weber's favor.
Weber against Zach Randolph, 6 to shoot. Pollard cuts, hooks it off, but Christie is there for the rebound. And rebounding has been a big story now, as Sacramento +8 in the category, 33 to 25, and a second chance opportunity for Sacramento that time. Sabonis spins against Pollard, will draw the foul from the former Kansas Jayhawk, and will shoot 2 free throws with 2:04 to go in the third.
Pollard is a guy like Al Rabowski. He looks a lot meaner than he really is, but part of his persona is to look tough, to try to play tough. He gets a good piece of Sabonis, puts him on the line.
Arvidas good with the first free throw. Chavez, 5th among NBA centers at 78.4% from the free throw line. Doug Christie will sit down. Bobby Jackson will return to the Sacramento lineup.
The Kings are a team that believe in their ability, so they know that they can play from the rear. They got back into the ball game, and now they have the lead. Portland's got to show their resiliency, and they got to fight back in it.
Well, when you want to ask yourself just how hot is Sacramento, they've won 11 of their last 13. And of those 13 teams they faced, only New York and Toronto were not in playoff contention in their respective conferences. Bibby hits again.
Yeah, Bibby, he got started late in that second quarter, and he's on fire. He's got 8 in the quarter.
Kings have elevated their shooting percentage to 51%. The Blazers are at 49. Patterson in traffic draws the foul and will shoot 2.
Stojakovic banged his knee, trying to walk it off.
Sacramento is over the foul limit. Patterson from the line tonight, 1 of 2, 13 points, 4 assists, or 4 boards, I beg your pardon. Rubin missing the first. Tonight's athletic trivia question. The King player who was the first freshman ever to lead the Big Ten in rebounding. It is the former Michigan Wolverine, Chris Webber.
Can you mention that? I thought they stripped him of all those things. Records, everything.
I don't know. When the star witness dies, Sabonis got the offensive rebound. It's off Sacramento after Patterson misses 2 free throws. Blazers 6 for 11 from the free throw line. Rasheed Wallace going to return for Portland here if they can get him waved into the ball game. Jack Reese will allow him to enter.
Wallace is going to have to go the rest of the way. Portland needs his punch out there on the floor, and they are really hurting right now in scoring points.
So this is the big lineup that fans have been asking us about, with both Randolph and Wallace on the floor at the same time. McGinnis a big step through. Hit hard and will shoot 2. Jim Jackson commits the foul, his first, as Jackson is in for Stojakovic.
Jeff McGinnis in the line, shooting 2.
McGinnis, a 70% free throw shooter. As you look at Maurice Cheeks, Blazers got off to a tremendous start, led it by 13 early, led by 10 after 1 quarter, and led it by 4 at halftime. But the third quarter has been all purple and black. 84-73. Kings by 11. Jackson, a screen by Pollard, and everything is going down for Sacramento.
And Portland is not getting close enough and fighting through the screen. So the screen comes, the guys got a little space, and they're just rising up and thumping right now. So defensively, Portland's got to get more assertive.
Sheed for 3. Jackson tracks down the rebound, his 4th of the night. Bibby. Webber from the baseline. Rebound to McGinnis. Blazers look to run down 13. McGinnis slices, can't score. Sacramento with the advantage on the glass here in the third, and the advantage just about every other way you care to look at. 10 to shoot. Webber spins against Wallace and reverses it in.
So Webber has picked up his pace here in the offensive third quarter for the Kings. He's got 8.
Shot clock is off. Final 10 seconds of the third quarter. McGinnis and a touch foul by Bobby Jackson. Sacramento is over the limit, so McGinnis to the line for 2 free throws.
Starting 5 for the Kings have really put some offensive energy together here in the third quarter and pushed that lead. 8, Bibby. 8 for Webber. 12 for Stojakovic.
McGinnis good with the first free throw. Sacramento looking right now at a 39-point third quarter. McGinnis flashes a pair. 88-75. Bibby double team. Webber for 3. Why not? It's all going right for Sacramento, and the Blazers missed the final shot of the third quarter. Chris Webber and the Sacramento Kings have put the pedal to the metal, and they are out in front of Portland by 16. It's 91-75. The Kings' offensive show has rolled into the Rose Garden in a big way. Back with the fourth quarter after this.
I'm a food truck man, that's all I drive. I ain't got no boundaries, I don't compromise. I'd rather walk 10 miles and beat down on my love than ride around a block in another kind of pickup truck. If you see me on the highway in a left-hand lane, lost on a back road in a driving rain, up past the timberline where the ride gets rough, ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built for tough.
Down there.
Excuse me, is there a Bank of America ATM around here?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them.
Just around the corner at Field and Griffin.
There's another one at the theater.
Down there by the post office.
Nice and Maine. River, there's one on the west. Another one right across the courtyard. You know what?
More ATMs where you need them.
There's one more, right?
Bank of America. Higher standards.
2 carrots will do, but 4 will do more.
So I said, make it a steak quesadilla.
A higher class of quesadilla has arrived. Taco Bell Steak Quesadilla. Marinated carne asada steak and 3 rich melted cheeses.
And they serve you right in your car.
Upgrade to steak. Think outside the bun. Spice up the night. Open till 2 a.m. or later.
He helped the Blazers take the title in 1977, made the Hall of Fame in 1993. Now he's back in action at Oil Can Henry's, the Bill Walton Classic Bobblehead. Yours free when you buy a Castrol Syntec or Syntec Blend oil change at Oil Can Henry's, or just $4.99 with a Castrol GTX oil change. The Bill Walton Classic Bobblehead.
You know, they just don't make them like this anymore. Don't you agree?
Available only at Oil Can Henry's, the one you can trust. A member of Castrol Select Service.
Portland Trail Blazers basketball is brought to you by your Northwest Dodge dealers who urge you to grab life by the horns. By Standard TV and Appliance, serving Oregon families since 1947. Standard TV and Appliance. By Oil Can Henry's, the one you can trust, at 32 locations in Oregon and Southwest Washington. And by LifeWise Health Plan of Oregon, proud sponsor of the Blazers Get Well Tour. The Kings shoot 82% in the third. Unbelievable shooting from the Sacramento Kings. They were shooting 39% at halftime. They're at 52% for the game.
Well, they were 18 of 22. That tells you how hot that fire was from the Kings. And Portland's now got to be able to respond here in the fourth quarter with 2 things, some offense and some defensive energy to make this team start missing. They got in a zone, and they all made shots. And maybe the omen was a 3-pointer by Vlade Divac. They trapped Antonio Daniels down in the corner, and Portland's lucky to get that one back. 8 on the shot clock.
McGinnis, Daniels, Wells, Wallace, and Sabonis, the 5 on the floor for Portland. 8 on the shot clock. Shabbos swings the hook around and in. Jim Jackson, Bobby Jackson, Scott Pollard, Mike Bibby, and Chris Webber on the floor for the Sacramento Kings.
A 14-point lead is not insurmountable, but you've got to make the Kings play further out on the floor. They've got to be under duress on every possession.
Jackson slips to the baseline. Jackson was 7 to shoot. Bobby Jackson stepped on the baseline, an unforced error against the Sacramento Kings. And Antonio Daniels, as you get a look at Rick Adelman.
Derek Anderson comes back in the game, sore neck and all. We'll see how he rolls. He may not be in long, but he had a good offensive game going, and Portland would like to see him get back to that.
So Daniels out for Derek Anderson, 91-77. Blazers down 14. Wallace a step back 3. Yes. Wallace with 25. His seasonal average is 18.2, and he pulls Portland within 11. Bibby nearly threw it away, but Pollard gets it back. 9 to shoot. Bibby lost it. It's out of bounds to Portland.
That ball bounced right off that big leg of Scott Pollard. Bibby was through, but the ball didn't come with him. Bibby comes out of the ball game. Stojakovic comes back in, but a good job by McGinnis to pressure the ball. That's the way you're going to get some mistakes. Keep some pressure on him. McGinnis on the drive.
Fouled on the play. He'll shoot 2 more free throws. So McGinnis doing a good job of drawing the fouls from Sacramento. Pollard commits the foul.
As good as they were in that third quarter, Adelman is up and a little bit nervous now at what he has seen at the top of this quarter from Portland. You know, a little bit more aggressive in moving the ball, trying to get to the rim, and certainly more energized defensively.
McGinnis now 5 for 5 from the line. 76 presents Hoops for Head Start for every 3-pointer made by the Blazers. 76 donates $50 to Portland's Albina Head Start program to help build courts and play structures for Portland's littlest residents. 76 at Head Start, proudly serving children and families in Portland. McGinnis, 6 from the foul line. 8 on the night, and the Blazers are within 9. Chant goes up for defense as Jackson works against McGinnis. Jim Jackson from the baseline left it short. Offensive rebound, Weber, and now a late foul call. And the crowd hooting and hollering because Tony Brothers called that from midcourt. There were 2 officials with a better angle, and Tony Brothers made the call from the trail position.
Ball goes up. Just missed that one. They just kicked that call right there.
Yeah, and Tony Brothers is in the trail position and does not have an angle and yet makes the call, and that's what the fans here are upset about. So Weber to the line for 2 free throws.
Got to play through it. You know, good calls, bad calls. You got to play through it. They're back in the ball game. They just got to keep their energy up. They'll get some breaks if they continue to play with the same kind of intensity.
Kings not many free throws, just 8, but they've made them all. 8 for 8. Weber with 21. An 11-point Sacramento lead. Sabonis against Divac. Hooks it up. And a goaltend. So scoring for Arvidas.
Weber came across and got that one. Adelman not happy. He calls a timeout.
So the Blazers have climbed back within 9. It's 93-84 Kings. Sacramento calls time. 9:56 for the game.
Guess what? Disney Federer got fixed, so I don't have to be the dumb dinosaur. I get to be the peacock.
Great. Peacock.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines nonstop from Portland to Phoenix for just $89 each way.
You are now free to move about the country.
Caters, take your mark. Yeah, can I get a Big Mac, Coke, and fries, please?
Fly through McDonald's now for our $1 filet of fish. Tender cod, melted cheese, and tangy tartar sauce for just $1. But hurry, it's going fast and too hot to last.
Thanks.
Looking to get noticed? Get into a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer. It's easier than ever. Get a 2003 Trailblazer with more maximum towing capacity than a Ford Explorer V6. Now with $3,000 total cash back for GM and non-GM owners. That's $2,000 cash back plus $1,000 GM loyalty cash. So get going. Chevy Trailblazer. It's time you got noticed. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Tonight's Ask Pete and Snapper question comes from Nicole Marshall in Beaverton. Nicole wants to know, what NBA team does Derek Anderson like the most? Well, he likes his own team. He likes the Blazers. He says that it's a combination of the great teammates, the tremendous support of Blazers fans, and he also enjoys living in the beautiful city of Portland. Nicole, thanks for your question. Go to the contest page on Blazers.com to submit your question. Steve and I will answer one during every televised game. Blazers on a 9-2 run over the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds as Portland has hit all 3 of its shots in the quarter. Sacramento is 0 for 1. And Sacramento with 2 turnovers already here in the 4th quarter.
I mean, Sacramento is a good passing team. And the one thing that you can't expect to happen is to see them not get opportunities like that. A little pick, McGinnis goes to the ground, and Bobby Jackson is clean, and they get a score.
Jackson with 5. Sabonis against Divac. Salas forces it in. Is looking for a foul against Divac. 95-86.
Sabonis took a lot of contact on that play. He can't understand where the whistle should have been a technical foul.
Oh, Tony Brothers, my goodness, has kicked a couple of calls tonight and now exacerbates the situation by calling a technical on the Blazers.
Well, Wallace upset about the non-call and yelling, but the one thing he can't do is take himself out of the game. He needs to be out on the floor, so he's got to let the non-call go. Right here, Sabonis spins in, comes underneath, and this is one of Lottie's play where he comes underneath and gets that call. Sabonis doesn't get it.
Free throw converted by Stojakovic. Stojakovic stripped by Rashid. Three minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Sabonis screens. Wallace wants it against Weber. Single coverage. Wallace on the back down. Turns and guns. Rebound to the floor. Divac comes up with it.
Got a little bit too quick out of that spin, and it was tough for him to control his shot.
Stojakovic scored and won. And that's what Sacramento does. They move the ball. They move themselves. And they pass so well to the front of the rim. Stojakovic a three-point opportunity.
But see, no pressure on the passer. Jim Jackson can find a Stojakovic with no pressure, and Jackson a good passer himself.
Foul on Bonzi Wells is his first. 2 team fouls aside. Stojakovic pure with the free throw. Stojakovic, who only had 4 at the half, had 14 in the third quarter. He's got 22 on the night. Wells against Jim Jackson. Wallace screens. Bonzi fills it up.
This is a firefight, and you've got to be able to answer offensively. And this is where it's going to come down to Portland. They've got to keep their defensive energy up, make sure that everything is challenged, and then they've got to score out of it.
Jackson cuts back door. Wallace got a piece of it. Jackson, it's a long 2. Rebound Wallace.
Got a break. Jackson broke it up. He's pretty quick. He was underneath the bucket and caught up with McGinnis.
And McGinnis thought he might have a break opportunity. DA for 3. Sabas takes it away from Divac. Divac screams for a foul. Divac still screaming as McGinnis drives and dishes. But the spacing a little too tight, and Sabonis can't latch on. Kings by 11. McGinnis again goes to the floor, and a foul going to be called against Bonzi Wells.
The one thing that the Kings are doing very well, that's why McGinnis is spending a lot of time on the floor screening. They're screening, they're getting people. You get a piece of somebody trying to get into a screen, and they're either going to be out of the play, somebody's going to be wide open, or they're going to be on the floor.
Stoudamire returns, a season-high 9 assists for him. Jackson got the step against Sabonis. DA with a steal. Beating Wallace.
Big extension from Wallace that time.
Sheed with 27. Anderson on the assist. He's got 7 assists. So the starting backcourt for Portland, 16 of their 26 assists. 9-point game at 99-90. Blazers have been here before in the quarter, but this is when Sacramento has accelerated their offensive pace, and Stojakovic continues the trend.
When he started slowly, you knew he wasn't going to stay in that mode the whole night, and what makes him tough to defend, again, his ability to put the ball up and then make a shot on the move.
Wells drives against Jim Jackson, scoops it up and off, but fouled, he will shoot. Blazers spread the floor, and Bonzi dove the middle. Divac, the foul, his first, and the third Sacramento foul. Bibby and Jackson return to the Sacramento lineup. Arvydas Sabonis is down for Portland. Replaced by Dale Davis. Portland is a team 74% from the free throw line on the season. Tonight, 67%. 1 of 2 for Wells. Sacramento has now scored 100 or more in 5 consecutive games, and 8 of their last 10. And the only 2 in which they did not score 100, they went down to defeat at Phoenix and at Utah. Blazers down 10. Wallace against Divac. She got it again. Wallace, who has averaged 28 in the first 3 games with Sacramento, tops that. He's got 29.
Wallace is playing with some intensity and some anger, which could bring Portland back into this game.
Bibby, a tough catch. Can't finish. Dale Davis with a rebound. 5:40 to go.
What Portland has to identify is where do they want to get a score? Who do they want to shoot the ball? And they got to make sure that that guy gets it. Wells in the corner.
For 3. Got his own miss back. Drives baseline and dunks. Sacramento was ball watching. Bonzi took advantage. Portland now within 6 at 101-95. Bibby, the crossover to set up Divac. Rebound to Stoudamire, fouled by Weber. Weber commits his 3rd. And the Kings call time. 14 fouls against Sacramento. The Blazers making a run. Timeout on the floor. Rashid leads the way. Portland within 6.
Hey! That thing gotta hit me, right? Yeah! Well, now I gotta hit me, too! But I got something you don't got! Check this out!
Dodge Ram 1500. The Hemi legend continues. Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty, plus 0% financing or $2,000 cash allowance. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match this.
Here we go, steal, down the middle, 1-on-1! Bang! Did you see what I see? Because I saw a robbery. Does anybody want a Coke? Yeah, we got it. Hey, you crazy, man? That's Corinthian leather. And use the footstool to get to the refrigerator. I'm running all over y'all like a treadmill. I am the greatest! I'm the greatest. Can't stop it. It's bad hot. I'm telling you. I'm just super nice in it, you know? That's all. When you nice, right? That's all that's awesome.
Tonight, and Portland on a big run trying to get back in the game, 73% here in the quarter.
Damon around a Wallace screen. Wells. Bibby with a rebound, his 3rd of the night.
Against the Kings, you can't gamble. You've got to have pressure on the passer. Make sure that they're having difficulty finding those guys cutting to the bucket. Good pressure by Dale Davis, but he gets the call for a foul.
Davis reached a couple of times, not whistled, but on the last one, a little too aggressive for Leon Wood.
But that's okay. You know, you're moving her like that. Weber's got to focus on taking care of the ball. He can't see anybody cutting to the bucket that way.
Weber strikes again for 25. 4 minutes to go. Blazers down 8.
There's plenty of time to get back in the game. And again, really, you just have to know where you want to get the score. And Portland right now struggling with that idea. Good save rebound by Dale Davis.
Wells with an alley. Double clutches. Damon tries to tip. Long rebound. Wallace and Bibby come together, and Rasheed knocks it out of bounds. Blazers with a good effort that trip, but unable to turn it into points. They trail by 8. Weber deals and screens for Bibby, who misses. Bibby and Stoudamire to the floor. Both now back up.
Now the Blazers have gone away from Wallace the last 3 possessions, and they've got nothing for it. They need to come back with Wallace, who has been really unstoppable tonight.
And Bonzi Wells commits a foul, and that hurts because it puts Portland over the limit. And Sacramento, a 74% free throw shooting team. Christie with 2 tosses coming here. Making his first trip to the line tonight. Fred Meyer and the Blazers teaming up to have homeless women and children rebound at Shepherd's Door. For each rebound, $10 will be donated this season to date. Fred Meyer has donated $27,920 to Shepherd's Door. Kings remain perfect from the free throw line.
They used to say that the Kings were a soft team emotionally, but they're showing some toughness. Portland's made a run at them, but they have withstood that challenge. Portland has got to find 30 and get him back in the game. Foul, Bibby.
And now Sacramento is over the foul limit. And free throws coming for Rasheed Wallace. Those free throws will come after a timeout. 2:56 for the game. Blazers down 10, but Wallace shoots 2.
Don't know why you left me out alone in the dark and lost inside my home. But I'm looking for the answers, trying to find my way back to you.
The guacamole bacon $6 burger, new at Carl's Jr.
Looking to get noticed? Get into a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer. It's easier than ever. Get a 2003 Trailblazer with more maximum towing capacity than a Ford Explorer V6. Now with $3,000 total cash back for GM and non-GM owners. That's $2,000 cash back plus $1,000 GM loyalty cash. So get going. Chevy Trailblazer. It's time you got noticed. See your local Chevy dealer today.
Something smells good.
Lunch is almost ready, Jared.
Hey, John. What's new today?
I'm glad you asked, Mr. Fogel. Right now, we've got Lloyd's Barbecue Chicken Sandwich. Shredded barbecue chicken smothered in Lloyd's barbecue sauce on fresh baked gourmet bread. Only 6 grams of fat.
Jared. Wake up. Same dream?
Same dream.
Tonight's Carl's Jr. star of the game is Rasheed Wallace with 29 points. Go to Blazers.com in the contest page and enter the Carl's Jr. star of the game for a chance to win a Carl's Jr. 6-pack card. It's good for free. Carl's Jr. burgers and chicken sandwiches. When it comes to great charbroiled taste, the name of the game is Carl's Jr.
The difference in this ball game has been that the Sacramento Kings have answered Wallace's firepower with some firepower of their own. They have 3 players with 20 or more. Portland only sees Wallace with 20 or more. He has a chance to go to 30 or 31 with these free throws.
Full house on hand, hoping the Blazers can erase a 10-point deficit in the next 2 minutes and 56 seconds. Wallace bags the first. Better than 73% from the free throw line. But the problem, Steve, in defending Sacramento, 8 of their 10 regular rotational players shoot at least 46%. So everybody out there can shoot it.
Well, you know, they get a lot of open shots and then they get a lot of layups. So that keeps all of their percentages up. Wallace with 31, 9.25. And now you've got to come back. You've got to pressure. You know, they're looking for pressure and they're going to move the ball.
Bibby picks up his dribble. DA tight defense there. Bibby tight ropes the baseline, nearly threw it away. Stojakovic for three.
This is a rebound you got to have.
And Derek Anderson does have it. Under 2.5. Wallace screens. DA with an alley. Hit by Stojakovic. And Rick Adelman incredulous because it was a late call against Stojakovic by Leon Wood. Stojakovic his third. Both teams now over the limit, so DA shoots 2.
Adelman's complaint is he lost the ball, but he got hit on the way up. And again, if you want to get back in the game, you want to see that clock stop. And the best way to do it is to take the ball to the rim and force them to defend against you. Anderson gets this. It's a 6-point game.
It is indeed 105-99.
Whenever teams dribble the ball, that's when they get themselves in trouble, and the Kings are no exception, so you want them dribbling, not passing. Bad pass from Weber that time.
Bibby a step back three. Rebound to Dale Davis. Under 2 to play. And the Blazers trailing by 6. DA thought about the three. So did Wallace.
You want to drive the ball. You got plenty of time for a three. Try to get something going to the rim. Make them have to defend. Tough shot.
Yeah.
Tough shot.
She was not squared up. Stojakovic with the rebound.
And this happens in all players' mind where they think, well, we're within 6, and if we get this, we'll be within 3. We'll be right there. If you get the 2, it's a 4-point game. Kings are a little bit more nervous.
Stojakovic.
Right in the heart.
Yep, money shooter. Stojakovic averaging 22.5 in the games with the Blazers this season as 26.
You got a mismatch with Wallace. They had Bibby on him, and now he gets rid of it. Another quick 3.
And the quick 3 also means that your teammates aren't in good rebounding position. Christie trapped at midcourt, but able to advance it. Sacramento leading it by 8, looking to milk the clock.
Well, the
54 seconds.
Pressure's off Sacramento now. They realize it. The Trailblazers realize it as Weber shoots with 6 on the clock.
And that'll be your door slammer. 109-99. Chris Webber and the Sacramento Kings will extend their lead in the Pacific Division over the Blazers.
Looking to get noticed? Get into a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer. It's easier than ever. Get a 2003 Trailblazer with more maximum towing capacity than a Ford Explorer V6. Now with $3,000 total cash back for GM and non-GM owners. That's $2,000 cash back plus $1,000 GM loyalty cash. So get going. Chevy Trailblazer. It's time you got noticed. See your local Chevy dealer today.
So, you want to open a checking account?
Yes, but I don't want to pay for it.
Right. And you want online banking?
Right, if it's free.
And unlimited online bill paying?
I don't want to have to pay for that either.
No. So you want total security protection on your check card, free?
Look, I just don't think I should have to pay for any of it.
Neither do we. Free checking plus with direct deposit from Bank of America. Higher standards.
Fans, stop by any participating Oil Can Henry's and pick up your free Bill Walton bobblehead doll with the purchase of a synthetic oil change. Hurry, it's a limited quantity, so you got to get them while supplies last. You know, Steve, I think you need this. I know you miss Bill so much.
Well, my thing is, you know, Bill actually looks better as a bobblehead, and that's a rarity.
It is. Usually the bobbleheads don't look anything like the person or player they represent, but this is a particularly good bobblehead, the big redhead. So get yourself to Oil Can Henry's and get a Bill Walton bobblehead. Blazers, no stoppages left. Sacramento, 2 full timeouts and a 20.
Trying to get inside and then kick it back out for a 3.
DA with a triple. 109-102 and an immediate foul. But Stojakovic is an 87% free throw shooter. And Sacramento as a team is 12 for 12. Derek Anderson coming back after getting his bell rung and his neck twisted early in the third quarter.
Well, the third quarter is when the game really was decided. And they came out with Divac leading the way with that 3, and Portland was not able to answer. 18 of 22. They get outscored by 20 in the quarter and get control of the game. Portland's climbing uphill. They got to within 6 on a couple of occasions, but they didn't play smart enough to close, and that's what you have to do when you're behind. You have to make good decisions offensively.
A big second half for Peja Stojakovic.
He ends up as their leading scorer. He's got 28.
His average is 19. The second leading scorer. Blazers turn it over. Jim Jackson on the interception. Stojakovic.
Make it 30.
24 rebounds and 3 assists for Peja Stojakovic.
26 points in the second half.
Antonio Daniels with a dunk, but the issue has been decided. Sacramento was shooting 39% at halftime. They will finish the game at 51%.
Doug Christie knows this was in the bag, and he could have taken a layup and brings it back out and will dribble out the clock.
Only the third time all season Portland will lose after scoring 100 points. The Kings score 113. They take the season series for the second time in 3 years, 3 games to 1. The final score here at the Rose Garden. The Sacramento Kings defeat the Portland Trail Blazers 113 to 104. We'll be back with a post-game show on the other side of this timeout. Back to the Rose Garden after this on the Blazers Television Network.